Hey, it's WT Hamilton. I want to talk to you guys today about the reason why I stopped watching cable news. Now, you might not know this about me, but I was really into cable news, man. I was watching cable news all the time. And the reason why? Because I really loved hearing all the stupid things that people were saying, the politicians and the ideas that they had, and just the craziness, the gossip. So I was watching it all the time, and I didn't realize how much I was watching it or what effect that was having on me. Because you see, the cable news, it's all somebody, it's not really news, it's somebody telling you what happened, but they're giving you their opinion and their perspective on it. And so what I found was that depending on if you're more to the left or more to the right, you would choose the news that makes you feel good about the perspective that you have, and you weren't really getting a clear exchange of ideas or even being allowed to make up your own opinion. Your opinion was already made up for you when you turned that channel on, because it already had a slant to one side or the other, and then it was reinforcing why you should think this way and why this makes sense and why this should be your logic. But it's very addictive, because it was awesome listening to these commentators and panel members beat up on an idea or beat up on something someone said or just whatever was going on that day. And it seemed like every day there was something crazy going on, and crazier and crazier and crazier. When I noticed what my problem was is when they had a natural disaster. All of a sudden, the breaking news was all about the natural disaster, and the natural disaster coverage was a couple of days. And I found myself getting frustrated because I didn't want to hear about the struggles that the people were going through and how this was affecting them. I was waiting for more gossip, and I wasn't getting that gossip. That's when I realized that, hey, this is not healthy. It's not healthy at all. I used to laugh at people that would watch Keeping Up with the Kardashians or the Real Housewives, thinking, why would you watch that? It's just silliness. It's just gossip. But then I realized that, wait a minute, just because it's called cable news, this is actually the exact same show, just in a different characters and different subject matter. But it's all just gossip TV. And I also started to notice that I was feeling kind of just drained and kind of crappy, and sometimes I'd have like stomach ache and different things. When I stopped, because I cut cable news off after I realized that I was basically addicted to the gossip and negativity of it, I cut it off. And you notice as I cut that off, some of these little things that were bothering me went away. And I was just starting to enjoy each day more. And I'm already have this awesome life, and I'm doing the things that I want to do. But I started to enjoy it even more once I stopped having all this crazy negative, over and over, hour after hour, the same stuff feeding into my brain, feeding into my environment, feeding into my energy. So once I realized that and I broke away from that, I started checking out other things and learning about different things on YouTube. And that's when I found out that there's a lot of crazy stuff on YouTube as well. There's a lot of people that have these crazy ideas that are formed in their mind from whatever beliefs that they have, and then they present it as real hardcore fact. And unless you do research on different things, you don't get a well-rounded view on stuff. So I found that you got to be aware of everything you read, everything that you watch, and look at it as, is this educational? Is this entertainment value? What is it that I'm hoping to get out of it? And then understanding also that a lot of this stuff, even my videos, are my perspective, my opinion. So you're watching someone's perspective and opinion, and then you got to decide whether you align with that, whether it makes sense to you, and if it doesn't, why doesn't it? Is there a reason because you don't know enough about it, or is it because it's completely off in left field compared to what you think, or is it something else? Is it that you're just not ready? You're not ready to understand things in the way that that person's presenting. But you have to be aware that everything that you're taking in has some type of effect on your life, on how you think, on what your beliefs are, which all affects what you can do, how far you can go, and where you can go, and the kind of people that you bring into your life, and the whole way that everything kind of comes together. It's all an accumulation of all these little things in your environment, and they affect everything down to your cells, the way your cells work. It's all by feeding what you feed into your brain, into your mind, into your psychology, into your subconscious. So, I talk about thought a lot because I really think that people don't take that into account enough. That it has as big of an effect on your life as nutrition has on your life, as the amount of sleep that you get has on your life, the belief system that you use, how that has an effect on your life. Your thinking is affected by all those things that I just mentioned, but your thinking also decides. It's like a forecast for where you want to go. So it has the power to decide for you what your life will be like tomorrow, and the day after tomorrow, and the week after tomorrow, and the month and the year after tomorrow. All by what you're thinking right now, and how you view the world, and how you interact with it, and where you sit in the world, and where you want to sit in the world. That's how powerful that stuff is, man. So that's why I stopped watching cable news, because I found that I was just feeding myself with too much negativity, and I was getting addicted to it. So I haven't watched it for weeks now. This is something new that I've done, but I haven't watched it for weeks, and I don't miss it anymore. So I don't know if I will watch it. I do get some news from The Daily Show, but it's not real fake news. It's fake real news. But I find that The Daily Show actually, because they beat up on everybody, they don't care who it is that's in the news. They'll beat up on anybody if it's necessary to highlight. So it's the most unbiased, and it's still biased, but it's the most unbiased. But I use it as entertainment, and I still don't watch it that much. But it's only on 4 times a week, and it's only for half an hour, as opposed to 24 hours that I could be watching that anytime I wanted. So that's what I had to do, and I feel way better now that I broke away from this constant breaking news and daily news and hourly updates. And now I just focus on what I'm trying to do, and also just feeding my mind with good positive things, and not always has to be positive, but things that are going to help me to have a better understanding of my role in the world, and how the world is, and where I want to go. So that's what I want to talk about today. Hope that you like this video. You can comment, agree, disagree, whatever you need to do, and share it with people, and really think about maybe you should be breaking away from cable news too. All right, we'll talk to you again.